I'm the pastor of the forming Bread of Life Budapest Church in Hungary, and I'm here to share a little bit about our refugee response in the last few months. So Ukraine is our neighboring country, so we were one of the first ones to hear about the war. And Pastor Vili, our partner from Tiszavasvári Church, has responded right on the day of the war and have taken some refugees in maybe the next day to their own church and then started taking people to various churches. So our first response in Budapest was like, how can we have that? We thought it's gonna take only a few days and the war will be over. So people would just come for a short time, need a place right by the border. So we collected as many clothes and mattresses and beddings and food as possible and had started taking them right away from Budapest to these small Roma churches near the border who took in the refugees. So that was the first thing we did. And then I saw that everyone in the church has this on their heart. They want to help. They want to meet these people and be there for them. And by that time, people started to come all the way to Budapest. So they would typically arrive by train, and our church is like a few minutes walk from both of the main railway stations in Budapest. So we went out with my church members. We made some hot tea and coffee. It was still winter, quite cold. And we were just there to serve people, to listen to them, give them tea, coffee, food, and give them some direction, idea how to get the train, the ticket, and whatever they needed to move on. So this we did a few times, and we found by this time there were several people who were giving out donations, but no one sat down and listened to people and pray for them. So we went with that mission. We're gonna pray for people, and we had some Ukrainian and Russian and English New Testaments to give out. So that's what we did. We went around and we found this was really helpful, and people were so touched, and they so needed that encouragement, that hope, that faith that something good will happen even though everything is crazy now. So all these things happened initially, and we were just trying to help here and there. Somehow I just saw different Facebook pages where people were posting about needs, like someone to pick them up by the border and bring them to Budapest or find an accommodation. And I got into this organization, basically just organizing my friends to go to pick up people at the border or drop them to a shelter, or who could open their homes. And it was a lot of work from my office on my phone, and some others from the church joined that too. So that's how we responded, within the first 1 week of the war. So after all of that, we saw that okay, it seems like this is going to last for longer. We still had no idea it's going to be this long, but at least a few more weeks, and people keep coming, and there's no more place to stay, and they would really need a place, especially those who just come here and then want to move on to Western Europe. We are just the first country to arrive. And since we have a good location and we have a place here to have people overnight, we came together with the church and we were like, okay, let's pray and decide what we want to do. And together we decided we're going to open up our church space. And it's not a big place. And we had 2 beds here. We had a tiny induction cooker for kitchen, basically that's it. And people who have their jobs, and I'm who is doing many things. So it was really a step of faith. And we didn't know what's next. We didn't know how the church can help us. We just did what we could. And God did some amazing things. Like the next day, literally someone just rang the bell at the church and came with 10 brand new mattresses from IKEA, saying, oh, we just thought you guys might need it and we want to offer it. And I didn't even know that guy. It turned out it was a friend of a friend who heard about what we did previously, like collecting donations for countryside. But then we actually needed it right here. And then they were like, we have more money, what should we buy for you? I'm like, well, then you can buy some beddings. And you know, people brought things like this just before we even told Danny or the mission department what we decided. We were already like, people signed up to come, they brought things, they offered to cook for us, and just like within a few days it was a reality, like we can really do this.